The chapel smelled of lilies and deceit. The lawyer's voice cracked through the hush like a blade. According to Mr. Holloway's last will and testament, the entirety of the estate shall pass to Miss Evelyn Clark. Her name, his mistress's name, hung in the air like smoke. And then my son, my boy, slipped from my side and pressed himself into her arms. "Mom," he whispered. I felt his words slice through me, but I did not flinch. Not a blink, not a tear. Only the smallest smile at the corner of my mouth. Because they had no idea what was coming. Once I believed in love. When Richard and I married, he looked at me the way men look at oceans, vast, endless, worth surrendering to. I was young, naive, and foolishly proud to bear his name. I built his home, raised his son, and gave up pieces of myself so he could shine brighter. For years I believed I was enough, until I wasn't. The first sign was silence. He stopped calling on business trips, stopped asking about my day. He smelled of perfume that wasn't mine. A forgotten airing in the glove compartment confirmed what I had already begun to suspect. But I didn't rage. I didn't cry. I listened. I learned. I memorized. Every whispered call, every late-night lie, every hotel receipt tucked hastily in his jacket pocket. Each clue stitched itself into the tapestry of betrayal until the picture was undeniable. He wasn't careless. He was confident. He thought I would never leave, never fight, never be more than the shadow standing dutifully behind him. That's what made his mistake fatal. The night I truly knew was the night he came home with lipstick smudged along his collar. He didn't bother hiding it. He poured himself a drink, looked me in the eyes, and dared me to ask. I didn't. Instead, I poured his drink for him, sat across from him with a steady smile. And in that moment, I made my decision. I would not scream. I would not beg. I would not be forgotten. I would erase him. The planning took months, quiet, careful months, where I played the role of the dutiful wife while laying the foundation of his ruin. Step 1, the will. I persuaded him, softly, patiently, with the gentleness of a woman he thought he owned, to update it. For our son's future, I said. He signed the papers himself, never reading the details. My lawyer made sure every clause was airtight. Step 2, the accounts. Richard liked to think he controlled the finances, but in truth, he never understood them. I moved money, hid assets, and locked them in trusts under my name, invisible to him. Step 3, patience. I let him drift deeper into her arms, into her bed, into her confidence. I waited until he was sure of her, sure enough to draft another will, one leaving everything to her. He thought himself clever, sealing my fate with ink and arrogance. But I was already holding the real one. Signed, witnessed, sealed. The morning of his funeral, I wore black silk and serenity. Evelyn wore red, brazen, smug. She stood too close to my son, whispering poison, coaching him to call her what she could never be. And then the lawyer read her name. Gasps, stares. The betrayal laid bare before the entire room. She straightened her shoulders, victorious. My son clung to her like she had won him too. But victory declared too soon is always premature. I rose, calm, silent, and from my bag I drew a single folder. The real will. I believe, I said, my voice low but sharp enough to cut through the murmurs, there's been a mistake. The lawyer paled. Papers were exchanged, paragraphs read aloud. And as the truth unfolded, Evelyn's face drained of color. Every penny, every property, every asset, all to me, all locked in trust for my son. She had nothing, less than nothing. And when my son looked up at her, confused, searching for the woman who had promised him the world, she could not meet his eyes. Not when the congregation turned against her, not when whispers of whore and parasite coiled through the pews. I did not comfort her. I did not comfort my son. I simply stood still, smiling the smile I had saved for this exact moment. Afterward, she tried to follow me, begging, sputtering about love, about promises Richard had made her. "Love?" I whispered. "Love doesn't lie in hotel rooms." Her eyes brimmed with tears. She reached for me. I stepped back. "You were never his wife," I said. "You will never be his widow, and you will never be his son's mother." The silence between us was absolute. She broke first, crumbling into the shadow of the church steps. I walked away. And now, as I sit in the home that is entirely mine, with the boy who will learn in time where loyalty truly lies, I feel no sorrow, no regret, only relief. Richard thought betrayal made me powerless. He thought love made me blind. But love sharpened me. Betrayal freed me. And in the end, I didn't just bury my husband, I buried them both.